Well, we've had a few memorable experiences, I think, since I've been with TAB with specific members. One which particularly comes to mind is actually it was an impact on his business, but it was also really very importantly an impact on his personal life. And when he came to me, he said, I need to exit my business. I want to exit my business, but I have no idea how to do it. And he actually put his business on the market a couple of years before, was a bit disgruntled because he didn't get the number that he wanted. So he'd sort of taken it off the market and said to me, well, what do I do? He became a TAB member immediately after that. And we set about working on a plan to figure out how we could facilitate his exit, but also it was really important about what he was going to do afterwards. So the transition time, and then what's next for him, because he was still wanted to be professionally active. He didn't want to just sort of retire and sort of swan around the world, although he did want to do some traveling. So it was really important that we took all of those things into consideration. And what I saw was, with the help of his peer board and obviously his one-to-one coaching, we worked through to get him a really clear plan about what was the magic number, first of all, because in fact, initially he didn't have the right magic number. So, what was that magic number that was going to make his life really good afterwards? And how could we make that happen? And we got involved in the his senior management team, who ended up doing a management buyout, which was all very exciting for him because it gave him the lovely feeling that he'd left this legacy. So he left on a really high note, having done the MBO, and he's now happily doing all these other things and working in another family business. So for me, that was a really, really impactful journey for him. And I think he was with us for 3 years. So he stayed for a little bit after he'd sold, because he wanted to plan for his retirement and make sure that that all worked really smoothly. So a very well-rounded experience from his perspective.